actually in no, we're not in Miami actually. We're driving to Miami. We're actually in Florida right now, but we are driving for about an hour, so we thought we would take the time to film a long distance Q&A because we've been wanting to film it for a little bit now, so we thought now or never. So the first question is, how did we meet? Which I'm pretty sure we answered this in our relationship Q&A, but how did we meet?
Am I answering this?
Sure.
Okay. We met through the music department at our school.
High school.
High school, yeah. We used to do shows together when we were both really little.
Well, we didn't know each other.
No, we
At least I didn't know you.
No, I didn't know you either.
No. So that's how we met.
And then we sort of like really started talking to each other
My junior year.
Yeah.
And we've been together for 4 years, so
yeah,
something went right. How far is the distance? I just looked it up a little bit ago. 1,300 miles. Maine to Tennessee.
That sounds like less than
it sounds like a lot less than
1,300 miles?
But it's Maine to Tennessee.
Easy. It's baby. No, it's not. It's very difficult.
No, it's not. It's actually like a 6-hour travel plane.
Technology makes it easier.
Okay, wait.
Oh.
We got a lot of questions to go.
Okay.
How long have you been long distance?
We've been doing the long distance thing.
Memphis to Tennessee for 2 years.
Memphis, Tennessee for 2 years.
And then we did 2-hour long distance the year before that.
Yeah. Yeah, so, because when I was still in high school, you were at college. And that was like 2 hours away. It wasn't as bad.
No.
But
because we could still drive and visit each other.
Yeah, I still like I missed you, but like I could still like go and visit, you know, without having to take a plane ride.
What are the pros and cons to long distance?
The pros.
Cons is everything. The pros are
everything.
Being together. The pros are probably getting to travel. For me.
Yeah.
Coming to visit you.
Yeah.
Like having that college experience because I commute. And the cons is everything else. The cons is you being in Tennessee.
I think one of the pros though is that like may not seem like it in the moment, but I think a pro is that when we do get to see each other, it's so much more special.
The distance makes the heart grow fond.
It really is. Like if we didn't get as much space as we do, I don't know that it would work out. But that's also
a con because sometimes I feel like I get used to like not seeing you a lot, so I'm like used to having my own space, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Still, I feel like we'd ripping each other's throats out sometimes, you know?
I mean, it's also
just annoying each other.
Strengthened is the word.
Strengthened is the word.
Is strengthened a word?
Strengthened, yeah.
Yeah, it's, I don't think that's what I'm looking for though. It's made our relationship stronger.
Yeah.
How do you feel, or what was our relationship prior to long distance? Well, seeing as that was 3 years ago, it was a high school relationship.
It was rough.
So it was just like, we were in high school, we hung out on Sundays, we went to school, we saw each other in the hallway.
Back before I could drive, for like the first month of our relationship, I would get dropped off.
No, for like 6 months.
Nah, it was like 3 months, because I got my license that summer.
It was
that summer.
Oh yeah, I guess I did too.
Yeah.
I got it like a month after, I guess.
No, I think you got it before me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it was like before. What has been the hardest part about long distance?
The hardest part, there's a lot of hardest parts about like not getting to see like your best friend, you know. What?
This beautiful place.
Yeah, like
I don't know what I would say. The hardest part is when you leave.
Yeah, but like it's also like not being able to. Yeah, the hardest part is probably saying goodbye. Yeah, but for a couple months, you know, especially if you're not gonna like be seeing that person for a long time. But it's also very hard just not talking to that person every day, like in person, and having like, because like you can talk with them on the phone and Skype and stuff, but it's not quite the same as just like sitting in a car with that person and like joking around, like, and sharing a common experience.
And it's like we both have our different schedules, so like if I text you something, or like if you're like in class all day and I'm like, I always like text like things that are happening at that point, so then he has like a huge list, and I feel like it's never like gets talked about like we would if we were together. So it's just like updates of my day.
The communication is hard, you know.
Communication is the make it or break it component, though. Like if you don't have good communication, you're done for.
Yeah, it's really
you're done.
Huge.
What is the best part?
The best part about?
Yeah.
Being long distance?
Yeah. When you're home for summer break.
Yeah, like I think it literally is. Just it makes the time spent together much more sweeter than if it were just every day, you know, an everyday thing, you know. It's like anything.
Yeah, I agree.
I also feel like because I went so far away from not just you, but from everyone that I knew, I was able to branch out more and mature more socially, if that makes sense. I was forced into a place that was not my comfort zone, and I talked to people, and I made a lot of really good friends and met a lot of cool people because I was sort of like, because you weren't there. Because if you were there, I probably would have only like talked to you, really, because I'm socially awkward, and it was really cool to like step away from like what I normally do. I know, but that Mariah, I feel like you had the same thing happen to you, right? You made some friends at your school.
Yeah. And when Ryan's away, I get to be selfish and do what I want to do and focus on myself and go to the gym, and I get in great shape while he's gone.
And then I come and then we eat like crap.
Yeah.
Because I like to eat like crap. Because I'm a fatty, and then we both feel really bloated.
What's something you've learned from being long distance? To communicate.
Yeah, I'm still learning how to communicate and kind of it's like watering a plant, kind of, you know. It's like you got to keep up with it.
Yeah.
Like keep the relationship healthy.
You can't just like like you have to put in effort because you're not seeing them every day.
Yeah.
And so you have to kind of put in more effort to like make it work, I guess.
Yeah, and it's not easy at all. Like it's not that simple, really, when you get down to it. It can be really, really hard. I know it's one of the hardest things that I've ever done. You know.
It was really hard the first semester we did it. That was the like when you went to school.
Yeah, I feel like it like gets.
Half a mile.
You know,
I
feel like what? Oh, you lose your thought.
Like no, in the middle of the like semester, it gets rough no matter what. I feel like it kind of like comes and goes. It's all about like, do you want this to work? And it's not easy, and it's not for everyone, you know.
But it's also important that you talk about.
After 1,000 feet, continue straight. Continue straight.
Are you done? It's also important to have the conversation if you're gonna do long distance before you just jump into it. Like if you've been dating, we had a foundation like of a relationship before we went into it. Like we'd been dating for a year before I went to school, 2 years before you went to Tennessee. So it's not like we just started dating a week before and we're like, let's do it. Like we knew each other.
Yeah.
And the
Drive
last
16 miles.
question is, do you have any advice for others doing long distance? Which I think we kind of just answered.
Yeah.
At least I did talk about it first.
Huge things are communication and trust. You gotta trust them. You just gotta decide if that's gonna be worth it, and that's something that...
And it's not for everyone.
Yeah, and because it is extremely hard to do. And you
I know,
shouldn't-
we make it look easy. It's really, okay, it is hard, but it's not as hard as I anticipated it being.
I think for me, in some ways it was, and in some ways it wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm just
I think
saying.
now that we've done it a few years, like this year, like it, I don't know. I don't know that it gets easier, but it's like
Yeah.
you know what to expect.
Yeah.
Being on your own and stuff.
Yeah.
But it also can suck. But I wanted to end it on a positive note. So that was our long distance Q&A. If you have any more questions, leave them down below and maybe we'll answer them in a vlog or something. But we are going to go to Miami and eat pizza and ice cream and see the sights. You have anything to say?
Nope.
All right. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next Saturday.